So, one of the places that I really first started to think as a leader, more importantly to sort of begin to identify as a leader, or maybe a leader to be, was in this horse show ring of all things, which is really strange because I know nothing to this day about horses, and certainly didn't at age 15 or 16. And not just here, but across this entire fairgrounds. In something called the Junior Leaders Club, which, to be honest, when I joined it, I didn't know what it was then. And when they elected me as an officer, I still wasn't totally sure what it was, which is how these things happen to you sometimes. And I ended up being president. And one of the main things the junior leaders at 4-H Club does is help run the junior fair. Most of you probably don't know what 4-H is, which is amazing if you're in education, because 4-H is one of the world's largest educational organizations. So, talk about boys. And if you followed educational Twitter or with the advertising billboards, even places like this, or television commercials or radio ads, certainly blogs and the edu writings, you'd think that the problem with schools, or a big problem, was girls, getting them into STEM. That's certainly a valuable effort to spend time on. As a whole, the educational system's larger challenge is boys. Baseball fields are empty this summer. That means a lot of boys aren't learning some of the lessons of teamwork and physical development, mental stamina, leadership in some cases. And they're also not making connections with the parents and the other boys in their communities, the ones that aren't particularly in their classes perhaps. But sooner or later, the boys and girls will be back to these fields, back to learning those lessons, back to meeting those people. But the same can't be said in a lot of our cities, where they don't have the space to do things like this. Or football fields, where so many urban schools don't have access to facilities like that. And even in places like this, where a large percentage of the boys do get and girls do get into things, many also don't. Their families don't consider themselves joiners, or they had bad experiences early and decided they weren't joiners, just didn't fit into the right thing, get the right chance. And high school kind of exacerbates that problem. We know that the ranks of youth organizations like 4-H, Boys and Girls Clubs, a few of the sports, tend to lose members as kids grow up beyond 7th, 8th, 9th grade, especially when they get a driver's license, or their friends do, and they can start to go out more on their own. For a lot of these young people, high school is the only thing that's left for them in an organized way, and it's not making it for them. It's doing the things that we want them to do academically, but it's not meeting their needs.